Welcome to this little micro course. We're going to look at guided meditations and how guided meditations work and how we can have a more effective form of guided meditation by just having this two-step process. So to do this, we look at the grounding, how we ground the body and mind. This is the first step that we do. And we use objective phrases to ground the mind and the body into the present moment, because this is where everything is new and fresh for us. We have been able to come to a place where we have broken free of some of our rumination, some of the strength of the emotion that there may be there. And then the next step is to guide the mind. So once we are grounded and we're starting fresh, having fresh thoughts, then we can start to have objective phrases to guide the mind to what we want, what we would like to have as an outcome. Might be to be more peaceful, or to sleep well, or to have more joy. So these are the two stages: the grounding of the mind and body and the guiding of the mind. So the benefits of this, overall, it just improves our relationships, improves our inner relationship, which then improves all of our relationship that we have on the external. The nice part of this is these practices are short and simple. So we're only looking at 10 or 15 minutes maximum to take and do a good guided meditation. So we have here a three-part explanation of how these work in concert with each other. So we have the phrase of intention. So the phrase of intention is what helps us to guide the mind. This is our place of choice. Following that, we have an action. So there's something that we are intending to happen, and then following that, we put our attention to see if in fact there is change, what is happening. So when we look at that, each phrase that we have is followed by an action, and the action can be subtle, it can be a mental action that we have maybe to repeat the phrase again. So they can be quite subtle, or they can be more gross and strong, especially if we're finding that we're very caught up in strong emotions, we're very sad or depressed or angry. Then if we put more emphasis on initially physical actions, that will help to bring us back into a balanced state of presence. So each action is followed by attention and knowing, or knowing. What it means is that when we have a phrase of intention, that is followed by an action, and then that action is followed up by knowing what the result of that action is. So to just demonstrate this in a very simple way, to ground the mind and body, we start with breathing in, and that will be our go-to. Now, we can change these in the future, but this is really a gold standard to use, is breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. And what we're doing here is we are grounding the mind. We're setting up a harmony between the in-breath and the acknowledgement, the phrase that we're saying. And then this is the grounding. This helps to ground the mind. I know I'm breathing in. So if we're quite anxious, it's saying, oh, I'm here. I'm coming back into presence. The next part of this would be, again, breathing in, I ground my toes. Breathing in, I ground my toes. And we just say these silently and gently. And actually, the more gentle we say them, the more effective they are. So breathing in, I ground my toes. So that calls for an action. So we would curl our toes, add some tension to our toes, then followed by attention. Breathing in, I feel my toes. Breathing in, I feel my toes. So at this point we know that we are coming back into the present moment, we're grounded, and the strong emotions are probably not going to get any stronger because we're starting to break up that thought anxiety cycle through this 3-step process of the phrase of intention, followed by action, followed by attention. So when we start to feel that we are more grounded, then we can start to guide the mind. So as an example, we can say again, breathing in, I guide my mind. Breathing in, I guide my mind. So what we're doing in all of these is we are providing thought substitution. And that's why guided meditation is so powerful and wonderful. We oftentimes don't have the ability to stay with a subject matter for 10 or 20 minutes, but when we use guided meditation, the guided meditation can always bring us back, start to incline us in the direction that we want to move in. So here we just started off with breathing in, I guide my mind. The next phrase might be, again, breathing in, I smile. Calling for an action, a physical action. And then the attention, breathing in, I feel my smile. So again, these are physical and the gross, but they can also be the mental and more subtle. But we always start off with the gross because it takes time for the mind to refine itself and to feel the subtleties of this. So just to summarize, grounding the body and the mind, and then guiding the body and the mind. So we have this wonderful opportunity here to work with the mind and the body, because it's said that the mind believes the body and the body believes the mind. So when we're doing kind, gentle, caring things for our body, the mind also recognizes what's happening and it feels safe and cared for too. So I'd like to thank you for your interest in this video, and we are planning on having more of these. If you would like to send us an email as to anyone that you would like to have in particular, that'd be great. And if you would just like to this video, we'll provide more in the coming weeks and months. Thank you for your interest.